Good morning, Flosstube. I'm Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and also on Instagram. This is my channel that's about cross stitch mostly. A little bit of life stuff thrown in, not too much, because I know if you're here for Flosstube, you're here for the cross stitch. So there's that. If you are new and just stumbling across this, I hope that if you see something you like, you're interested in, that you'll stick around, you'll come back, you'll hit the subscribe button to become another one of my stitchy friends. And if you are a returning visitor, friend, welcome back. Thank you. I hope everybody's had a good week. I've had a really good week. I live in, the reason I'm called PD Stitcher, I've called myself PD Stitchers because I live in the PD region of South Carolina. And we were one of those places that got just torrential rain from this last hurricane that came through. I can handle rain because lots of rain is much easier to handle than the actual effects of the hurricane that so many people had. And then all those of you who are struggling with the wildfires out west, I wish there were a way that we could have taken this rain that we got and sent it out to y'all to help with the wildfire situation. My heart goes out to everybody who's suffering from the effects of those and who's struggling with that. I hope that they're able to be contained a little bit better soon. Didn't have a lot of stuff to do this week. I did get a lot of stitching done. My girls were supposed to have a cross-country meet on Tuesday. That got canceled because the school they were going to run at only had one person come out to run cross-country this year, so they figured it wasn't really worth having a meet if they only had one athlete for their own school. And so they were going to then go to a different meet on Wednesday, and that's when the rain and everything was going to start, so they canceled that. So no cross-country meets this week. This coming week, however, we have two. We have one on Tuesday and one next Saturday morning. So I'm not really sure when I'm going to record next weekend, because they'll have to be there early. Thankfully, one of them can drive, so maybe I'll send them and I'll come when it's time for the races to start. So we'll see. I might be able to record next Saturday morning. Recording a little later this week than I did the weeks before, and it seems to be helping with the lighting because the sun's starting to come in some of the windows in this room, so I'm hoping that the colors will be a little bit more true when I show my projects today. So let's talk about some stitching. What all do I have to show today? I have a finish. It's been a month or longer since I've had a finish, so I'm very excited about that. And I have a new start. Like I said, it's been a really good stitchy week. Didn't have a lot of other stuff to do, but it's been a really good stitchy week. I had a finish, I had a new start, and I have several whips and some stitching. So let's get started with stitching. So here's my finish. It is from the Summer Signs collection from Tiny Modernist, and this is Sunshine. It would help if I could get it straight. Y'all, one would think I'd never done this before. I do this every time. I struggle with putting this on the board every single week. Sunshine is the best medicine, and I didn't iron it because I still have 3 others on this fabric that I'm working on. And I don't like to iron while I'm still working on a project. It's mental. It's just me. I know a lot of people do. They iron before they do their floss tubes each week. I admire you. Mine is not because it is because I don't want to iron, but also because I just mentally, I can't iron something until it's done because I don't want to be ironing creases over and over. This one's done, but I have 3 others on this same fabric. And one I'll show you in a little bit because I also worked on it, but it's not complete. But this one's done. Sunshine is the best medicine. The colors are a little bit muted and shadowed, but, you know, it's not that bad. So that's that one. And then my new start. I don't have a cover image for this printed because I now have ink for my printer. But for the last week and a half, I've had no ink for my printer, so I couldn't print anything. I homeschool my children. That's been fun with no ink because I print a lot of things for them to do. So, but the kind of ink I needed for my printer was nowhere to be found in my city. I could find other ink, but it wouldn't fit my printer. So I even thought last weekend, I'll just buy a new printer. Nobody had printers in stock. I'm thinking it's probably because of all the people who are either newly homeschooling or having to do virtual school at home and having to print off a lot of stuff for their children. Things, you know, all the printers, all the printer ink, everything's been sucked up. I was able to finally get some printer ink end of the week, but I haven't installed it yet because I just haven't needed it. Well, I could have printed out the cover page for this, but anyways, I'm using Pattern Keeper for my patterns, so it's not really been as big a deal. This is Pandemic from Long Dog Sampler. And this is on 40 count angel hair from Weeks. And I'm doing, let's see, they all look the same color. That's actually 3 different colors of blue, teal, cream-ish. You can kind of see it here. This is, the border's going to be one color. This little box is another. The inner and the leaf is another, and then I'm going to come down with the flowers that come out of here, and they're going to be in that same teal that's there. So I've got 6 colors that I'm using for this color palette, and I'm just going to randomly put them in different motifs. So, but I got a decent start. This will go into my bop rotation on the weekends. Each weekend I pick a different bop to focus on Saturday and Sunday because that's when most of the time I have the most stitching time. And y'all, I'm sorry, but apparently when I look in certain directions I get really bad glares on my glasses. I apologize for that. I need new glasses. I'm hoping to get some with the glare proof lenses, especially because I spend so much of my time in front of a computer for work. I think I need the blue light protective stuff. If you have that on your glasses, for your glasses, the blue light protection, please let me know if it's worth it, because I'm hoping that will help my eyes not feel so tired after I've been working for 3-4 hours. So, anyways, so that was my new start, was Pandemic, and I am doing that. I started that on Tuesday, the 15th, with Farm Boys Love here on Instagram, here on Flosstube and on Instagram. And we are using the hashtag Pandemic Survival Sal. And I'll put that in the description box below as well. So, whips. What all did I work on this week? I worked on, last week, my big old project that I worked on was Rosetta from Ink Circles. And I'm doing this where each medallion is going to be a different color. And the outside borders and the inner little diamonds are all going to be in Weeks Works Coal. So, and that was a very rattly piece of paper. So here's where I am right now. I finished the first medallion. I'm so excited, and it looks so pretty. So I finished the first medallion, and you can see this is Gentle Arts Peacock. And I love the variegation. You can see the dark and light, and you know, it looks like I purposefully used 2 or 3 different colors. I love how variegated this floss is for these medallions. It's absolutely beautiful. So, and the coal is, you can kind of see like this is a little lighter than here. The kohl is variegated, not nearly as much, but you know, it's got some variegation in it too. So the next one I'm going to do is a week's color, and it's a pink. And I don't have it over here, nor do I have it written in my notes. So I don't know what the name of that floss is. But when I show it the next time, I will know. But it'll be a while because this is in my, like I said, this was my big old project focus for this past weekend. I have 4 now in that rotation, so it'll come up mid-October. So I figure if I keep to 4 big projects, which I know isn't going to happen, I'm going to have more, and I work on them one every weekend, I will I'll hit all 4 of them at least once a month if I don't also add them into prompts and things during the week. So for groups that I'm in, because I added a new group, because I didn't have enough things to push me. So the next thing I've been working on is, this is my 100 stitches a day, and I usually end up getting 150, 200 stitches, but this is March from the Cricut collection. And so for the month of September, this is my focus piece, and I'm trying to do between 100 and 200 stitches a day on it, and I'm fairly certain if I keep it up, I should be able to finish this month, because I have gotten quite far. If I had more boards, then I could just already have them clipped to the boards, but I only have 1. This is on 32 count Vesper from Picture This Plus. And as you can see, I've done M, A, R. I'm most of the way through this C. And then I'll have H. I'll finish the C probably today or tomorrow. And then work on H all week and maybe a finish by next weekend. But I don't know. These letters are big. Like on this same fabric, because I don't like to cut apart my fabric because I don't own a serger, so I would have to serge my own, and it's just easier to let them share fabric. If you look, the January A is much skinnier because January is a longer word than the March A. I feel like the March A is much wider, and it's also got this big old north wind head. So these letters are much wider than the January or the February that were my focus pieces for the 2 months before this, for July and August. So these letters take a little longer for each letter, but there's not as many of them. There's only 5. And I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. I'm waiting for one of my girls to get up, and we're going to go get some breakfast because I have a thing for a free chicken biscuit for this morning, so it's free. Why not? Okay, next. So I finished the Summer Signs. Sunshine is the best medicine. But I also worked on the Sand in the Air, Salt in My Hair from Tiny Modernist from the Summer Signs. And I have almost the entire inside block except for, except for the AIR in hair. And then there's an outer border that goes outside this line. And then this one will be done. So this one might, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to work on this week. I'm trying to touch all of my whips. I have 50 whips, y'all. Actually, now I have 51 since I added Pandemic. I can't touch them all in a month because there aren't 50 days, and I work on 2 projects a day, but one is always that focus piece, so it's the same project every day. So that still only really leaves me with 30, 31 pieces to rotate. I don't usually do more than 1 project a day because that's a lot of stopping and switching projects, because I don't have, as you can see, I don't keep all my projects on Q-snaps. I only own a few, and I like to take them off when I'm not working on them so they don't get too many creases put in them from the Q-snaps. And it takes me forever to put a project on a Q-snap. It really does. I spend at least 10 minutes lining up the fabric on the Q-snap. So if you have a tip for how to put a project on a Q-snap quickly and not have it skewed or wonky, please let me know. Because I literally will sit here for 10 minutes trying to line it all up, and then I'll put the first clamp on and it won't be straight. So I'll take that up, take that off, reline it up, and just changing projects in one day, that's a lot. Now my March piece usually stays on a Q-snap until all week, until I film, so that I can show you the whole piece. Because I use an 8x8 and I just focus on one letter at a time. You saw Pandemic was in the Q-snap because I just worked on that. So that was still in the Q-snap. And it's on an 11x17, which is huge. And I really think I need a stand for those big Q-snaps, because holding them is difficult. So, but just putting it on the Q-snap takes me forever. So I don't work on multiple projects, because that would be multiple times in a day that I'm having to do that. And I'd rather spend those 10 minutes of that day stitching, and just the next day spend only 10 minutes putting it on the Q-snap, and then the rest of the time I can stitch. So the last piece I worked on this last night. This is my July. This was one of my July WhipGo projects that got called in July for WhipGo, with the goal to be a finish. It's not finished. So I'm going back and trying to hit those previous WhipGo finishes, WhipGo goals. So this is Let Joy Be Unconfined. This was one of the Be Well and Stitch patterns that was released back in March and April. This is from the Blue Fat Flower, and it's charted in Dinky Dyes. I don't own Dinky Dyes, so I did a whole DMC conversion and changed. So the fabric here, if you look, well, this is in fabric because it's computer generated, but it's a light background. I changed it to a darker background, and I apologize, my phone is going off because apparently we have a high pollen alert here in my town. Yeah, I could have told you that because my head's been all stuffy and sinusy for the last 3 days. So yes, we have a high pollen alert here, but that's why my phone keeps binging, because apparently some app wants me to know. But I'm almost done with this, so I'm going to be close to a finish, which, you know, that was my goal for this WhipGo project. I have, let's see if I can point, the F, the I, and half of the N in Confined, and y'all, I am praying that it will line up. I don't know what I was thinking when I did this, and then I stopped because my Q-snap was here. And then I moved the Q-snap and I started over here with this flower. And then instead of stitching with the F, I decided let's work backward. I hope it lines up. If it doesn't line up, I'm going to have to fudge it, because I'm not going to pick out all of that. So I have the F, the I, and part of the N, and then I have one flower here, and that is it. And I did all of this. Oh, and there's a flower piece that comes right here, so I have to do that too. But I did all of this last night, which was like 300 stitches. So that's all my whips for this week. There weren't many, but I feel like I got a lot of progress made on them. So that makes me happy. Progress is good. Sometimes it's better to not work on 57 projects and just work on a few and get some actual work done on those few. So what are my plans? I'm going to continue to do the 100 stitches a day on my March piece. This weekend's big old project is Christmas 2 by Ciro Marchetti, charted by Hade. Hade is Heaven and Earth Designs. If you are just stumbling across Flosstube for the first time, or if you're a new cross-stitcher, we do use a lot of acronyms, and I'm not very good at remembering to explain them. I'm trying to get better. But so it's Christmas 2. It's charted by Ciro Marchetti. It's designed by Ciro Marchetti. The artwork is by Ciro Marchetti, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I have about 50 stitches left to get a page finish. That'll be my third page finish, so I'm very excited. I know I'll hit that this weekend, I'm going to work on it today and tomorrow. My husband and my youngest daughter are out of town for the weekend at a soccer tournament. My older kids kind of do their own thing. They're 15 and older, so they do their own thing. We've got, like I said, one of my girls and I are going to go get some breakfast, and then another one of them and I are going to go shopping a little later today. Other than that, I got nothing going on, so I should be able to stitch most of the weekend. I even managed to get onto Virtual Stitchers last night for the first time in a year, maybe. I'm always nervous when I go on there because I don't go on there often, and I'm very much an introvert. It's hard for me to just open up, so I did force myself to talk some last night, and everybody there is so friendly and so kind, so it's the only reason it's intimidating is because I allow it to be. But I'm looking forward to maybe hopping on there again today. I'll probably watch or listen to, because I can't stitch and watch TV at the same time because the TV's farther away, and I can't stitch and wear my glasses, but I can't see the TV if I'm not wearing my glasses. I'll listen to the Clemson football game this afternoon while I stitch, and probably watch some Flosstube. I'm almost caught up. I got very, very far behind, and I had to skip several Flosstubes because I just couldn't get caught up without skipping some after being sick and not watching any for 2 weeks. But I'm very, very happy for all the Flosstubes that are out there, that I all the people that I follow, that they, because I love seeing their progress. I love getting to know them. And I don't have any stitchy people here where I live. I have friends. I don't have stitchy friends. And there's a difference, because stitchy friends appreciate our hobby and the time that goes into it. My friends, they appreciate looking at my work when I share it on Facebook or when they see it. And they always give me very kind comments. But the conversations aren't the same as they are with the stitchy friends. So I love my Flosstube people because they're my stitchy people. Haul. I actually have some haul. If you're not following Annie at Joyfield Stitcher, first of all, you should be. And if you're watching me, because I'm a little small Flosstube, you probably are watching Annie because she's a very large Flosstube. But she is wonderful. And she has a D-Stash page on Instagram. And 2 weekends ago, or maybe last weekend, I don't know. All my days have been running together. Anyway, she posted a ton of items on her D-Stash page. And I managed to, because everything went quick. I mean, there was one I posted, me please, I think it was like 18 seconds after she posted the picture. But somebody posted 3 seconds after she posted the picture, me please, so they got it first. I mean, she had a lot of stuff that's really nice. Anyways, I got 2 project pouches from her that are absolutely adorable. I love this blue plaid. Absolutely love this blue plaid. And then this one. I love these. They're beautiful. I don't have anything in them yet. They're empty at the moment. But I do have a few smaller projects that will fit in something like this that I want to kit up for 2021. I'm already trying to plan for 2021. I can't even plan for October. Imagine. Why can I not do one thing at a time? I don't know. But I'm already planning for 2021, and yet my October plans are, I'm not really sure still. I talked about it last week. Some of y'all recommended maybe doing, because I don't do Darktober, because I don't stitch Halloween. Some of you recommended maybe doing Falltober, which that would work. But I have so many projects that I have not touched recently. So what I think I'm going to do is go through and figure out what I haven't touched in a couple of months, put those at the front of the rotation, see if I can make them fit some prompts for Magical Stitches and Crystal Academy, which is a new group that I just joined. Crystal Academy, if you are interested in it, they just sorted all of the members into the dorms, and they're not going to do another sorting until December. However, you can come and be a tutor or a commuting student, so you can still participate in the challenges. You just aren't a part of the dorm and working together with your dorm mates for a particular goal, but you can participate in the challenges. This week was 6 different prompts that, and they have their prompts go over 2 weeks. So you have time to do 6 different prompts, but then the next week they start new prompts. So like last Monday, they put out prompts that will last 2 weeks. And then this Monday, they'll put out more prompts. So those people who have finished all theirs can move on and not have to sit around and wait. Those people who are like me, and I still have 2 prompts left to go, we have a little bit more time. So, but I'm thinking, I'm using my Christmas too for those 2 prompts, and I should get them done today and tomorrow. But, so if you're interested, that's a fun new group, and I'll link that one below. And then all that's left is my quote, this week's quote for the week. It's not my quote. I don't come up with good quotes. I find these that other people who are much wiser than me have spoken. And this one is from Poor Richard's Almanac, so Benjamin Franklin. And it's "Lost time is never found again." I needed to hear that this week because I am fantastic at wasting time. But it's true. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't find that lost time again. So I'm trying to do better at being more purposeful with my hours each day, and spending it with my family, spending it with my hobby that helps me relax, trying to get stuff done around the house, things that are important. So I hope you all are doing well. I hope that you have good stitchy plans for this coming week, and I hope you all stay happy, stay healthy, and keep stitching. Bye.